Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
The company hired to broadcast Saturday's Bison football game is scrambling to get new gear after its broadcast trailer worth $20 million started on fire. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. This is what is left of the scene outside the Moorhead Marriott right off the interstate. The fire was called in around 2:45 yesterday afternoon. The trailer belonged to the Florida-based company F&F Productions, who ESPN contracted to broadcast the playoff game on Saturday. At this time, firefighters say they don't know if all the equipment was destroyed. However, another trailer is being sent by the Wisconsin-based company Token Creek. Token Creek is the same company we use to broadcast Bison games, and the new trailer should arrive at the Fargo Dome on Friday morning. The Bison football team is playing against the Montana State Bobcats. The game starts at 1 live from the Fargo Dome, and you can watch it on ESPN2. Also, don't forget to tune in for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show at noon on KVLY. We have new information this afternoon on the deadly train versus semi crash in Buxton, North Dakota. Authorities have released the name of the man killed. He is 32-year-old Jose Silva from Dilworth, Minnesota. The crash happened yesterday morning. The State Patrol says Silva was driving the semi on a Trail County Township road and didn't yield to the oncoming train. No one on that train was hurt. Taking that live look outside right now, it's kind of gray, overcast out there, but it really doesn't feel all that bad, at least compared to what we're used to, it seems like. For what we can expect in our Thursday forecast, let's head on over to meteorologist Lisa Green.
And that's especially the case because we don't have that intense wind that we had yesterday, too. That was pretty tough as we were warming things up. Today, still cold. We're still in the teens right now in most areas. We're at 11 degrees in Fargo and 13 in Grand Forks. But for our standards now, this isn't too bad for us. It's 19 in Detroit Lakes and in Fergus Falls. And here's a look at those winds. Much lighter here today. Yesterday, we saw some gusts into the 30s. Today, most of us at 15 miles per hour or less, either out of the east or northeast for many of us here in the valley. So that's going to continue as we head into the afternoon. We're looking at your black and white view of your satellite map. No snow to show you. And we're talking about those clouds moving in. Now, there are some breaks here and there, some places where we see some peaks of blue sky, but overall looking at some mostly cloudy conditions. And today, temperatures teens to some low 20s, and we'll talk about a bigger warm-up coming up in just a few minutes.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Lisa. Some people in northern Minnesota are trying to oust the bishop of the Crookston Diocese for allegedly failing to keep children safe from sexual predators. Organizers are demanding the resignation of Michael Hepner and plan to submit the petitions to the Vatican. The group alleges Hepner mishandled a report of sexual abuse and has failed in his duty to keep children safe. Hepner is being investigated by the Vatican about whether he interfered with sexual abuse investigations and is being sued by an alleged victim of abuse. North Dakota officials are considering a pipeline to carry carbon dioxide that would be used to recover more oil. The pipeline would run through Slope and Bowman counties. Texas-based Denbury Resources plans to build that pipeline in 2020, and it would be the second pipeline of its kind in the state. Now to the historic impeachment of President Donald Trump. Kristen Welker has more on what the president was saying while that vote was taking place.
They've been trying to impeach me from before I ran.
Overnight, President Trump stumping in the key battleground state of Michigan at the same exact time Congress was making his impeachment official back in Washington.
This lawless partisan impeachment is a political suicide march for the Democrat Party.
The president touting Republicans' united front against impeachment.
So we got every single Republican voted for us. Whoa.
While lashing out at Democrats.
Crazy Nancy Pelosi's House Democrats have branded themselves with an eternal mark of shame.
The White House calling the impeachment one of the most shameful political episodes in history, deeming the articles of impeachment abuse of power and obstruction of Congress as illegitimate. For his part, the president tweeting this ominous image, signaling what's likely to be his 2020 rallying cry. The stark black and white photo that reads, "In reality, they're not after me, they're after you. I'm just in the way." Spending over 2 hours on stage, the longest speech of his presidency presidency so far. The president even invoking his 13-year-old son to slam Elizabeth Warren.
Pocahontas goes to the middle of Central Park or whatever park. She's in Manhattan. You got me. And people, I mean, I could have Barron Trump go into Central Park and he'd get a crowd that would be just as... He's 13. He'd get a bigger crowd.
But it's a scathing and deeply personal attack aimed at Democratic Congressman Debbie Dingell, who took over the seat of her late husband, Congressman John Dingell, that has the president drawing sharp criticism. The president appearing to suggest the late congressman had gone to hell.
I gave the A+ treatment. Take down the flags. Why are you taking them down? For ex-Congressman Dingell. She calls me up. It's the nicest thing that's ever happened. Thank you so much. John would be so thrilled. Thank you so much, sir. I said, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Maybe he's looking up. I don't know.
Dingell emotionally responding on Twitter. You brought me down in a way you can never imagine, and your hurtful words just made my healing much harder.
Now that the impeachment articles against the president has been approved, they will now move to an impeachment trial in the Senate. A 2/3 majority will need to find the president guilty to remove him from office. Just 7 Democrats will take the stage for the 6th and final round of presidential debates in 2019. The 6th debate will be held in Los Angeles tonight. Among the candidates is Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota. Tonight's debate is co-hosted by PBS NewsHour and Politico, and it will air at 7 p.m. on PBS. In our consumer alert this afternoon, we have 2 new recalls to warn you about. First, J.Crew is recalling these boys' denim pants. Small stones can be found in the pockets or the waistband of the pants. They got there during the stone washing manufacturing process, and they can be a choking hazard to young children. And Hillside Furniture is recalling these 5-drawer dressers. They can tip over if not properly anchored to the wall and trap, injure, or even kill children. About 31,000 chests were sold in the United States at Bob's Discount Furniture and other stores. Contact Hillsdale Furniture to receive a free repair or a refund.